Good morning, good morning. I know, we've still got the wreath on the door. I know. It's nearly March, never mind. Anyway, this morning, incredibly exciting. We are off to the Garden Media Show, so lots of familiar faces. Bit of breakfast, go and talk to some companies about selling garden related things. Actually, I tell you what, one of the best things about Press Day is because it is in, or the Garden Media press event, is because it's in London, lots of people come here, and this is where I am. So lots of people I don't normally see all show up. So last night we went out for dinner with this lot, which was excellent. We went out for a pizza, and actually it was really funny. We went to Franco Manca's, and they do a Scotch bonnet dipping sauce, and Niall had some tears in his eyes there for a little while. Even JB was like, that was a bit warm. Yeah, I'll probably see them there today as well, along with a lot of other faces. Right, let's go station.
From my winter hell, I've got candles and candy. I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way. Try to stay true. Speak low, stand in your row. Try not to show this life's a show. Try not to glow.
Oh yeah.
Way down below.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a lot of woe. And that's not a place where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me lose enough.
Hi guys, it's me from the Essex Allotment Farm.
Morning, Lou. Morning. Come on. Come on. Waiting at the gate. Could you open the gate, Mum? I've got all my hands are full. Come, Blossom. Come on in. In. Good morning, girls. Good morning, Girlie Whirlies. Oh, Whirlies. Hello. Looks like the anemones have taken. Fantastic. Oh, look, hyacinths are out. I know, Lil, I'm coming. Coming, Lil. Coming. You after some love? Look at those curly bits. Can you see how curly she is under there? Look at that. She's like a sheep. Hey, madam. I know. an absolutely gorgeous morning. To be fair, I think we've probably just missed the best of it. This morning it was like perfect blue skies, but now we've got up here, you're going to see like the black clouds are rolling in. And it was supposed to be like, the forecast said that the last 2 days we were just going to be tipping it down, like 100% rain all day, every day. And then something like this happens. Anyway, it's pretty hot. So it is coat off. Yes, coat off. I brought some of the goodies up with me today, actually, that I got free at the press event. Such a nice time. It's a funny one because that can be the most awkward day like of the year. Walking around talking to like companies who are like, so who do you write for? And you're like, I don't write for anybody. I just have like this YouTube channel where I just chat nonsense and hang around on my allotment. So it's always a bit weird. But sometimes you just meet really, really nice people. And not just like, because obviously like you see people's faces on Instagram or like other YouTube channels, and then you get to like meet them in real life, which is always lovely. And this year, everyone was just a complete joy. But you also get to meet some really interesting people who work for like these garden centres and like fruit tree growers and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I actually had a really, really nice day. And it was lovely to see Melkor there again, so I got to stick my hands in their compost once again, which is not an opportunity to be missed. And there's a couple of companies there this year actually that haven't been there previous years and were really interesting, and one of them was Marshall's Seeds. And it's funny because I remember Marshall's Seeds as in like old seed... Oh, sorry, the sun's back out again. I'm going to back off a little bit so my face isn't like that. Yeah, Marshall Seeds. So years ago when I used to work for that garden centre in Kensington, the guy who had run it, oh my goodness, he had worked there since he was like 16 or something, or 15 I think even. He was younger than that, and he died in his 90s and he was still there. Donald, his name was. Fantastic bloke. By the time I knew him, he was well into his 90s, shall we say. And but after he died, unfortunately, he had like this office in the garden centre that was like just jam-packed full of just stuff from like, well, the 80 years of being in a garden centre, basically. It was incredible. And he still had stuff from Marjorie Rassel, who was the woman who like had it first, so hence it's called Rassel's. And a lot of the stuff we found was Marshall's seed packets and Marshall's seed catalogues. Like really, really old school ones. And that's what it reminded me of. And it was so nice to see them. And they're doing like a heritage thing. And they had all like old pictures of their seed packets. And it was just like, took me straight back to clearing out Donald's office. We found some gems in that office, seriously. But yeah, anyway, one of the things that was really interesting about Marshall's Seeds, which I'm going to investigate further, was that the guy was telling me that what they're trying to do is, because they're now entirely online, and they're trying to make seed starts, you know, so when you buy like plug plants, normally if you go to the garden centre and you just pick up some plug plants, you're very, very limited on the varieties that you can pick up, because obviously a garden centre has to stock things that it knows it's going to sell. So it's sort of, they're limited to how much they want to buy in terms of variety. They kind of tend to reduce that right down. Whereas they're selling plug plants online and they're trying to really increase the variety that you can buy. So I haven't actually done a great deal of investigation to see what they've got going on, but I'm interested, because often, you know, you start something off and it fails, and then you're like, pants, I'm going to see if they've got any in the garden centre, and like the only thing you can get is like the one bog standard variety where you had grown like 3 really exciting varieties, I don't know, of cauliflower or something. So basically I think they're trying to fill that gap, which is a gap that I think needs filling. So I'm going to go and investigate them and see what's what. But I did bring up some of the free goodies. So what did we get? One of the things we picked up was a trowel, which was pretty nice. An Ames trowel. You know how... Oh, God, that was a bit bright. Sorry, chaps. I didn't mean to startle you. But this. So I love a scoop trowel. I have this wonderful one that I was given, but then Mum and I fight over it, so now I've got 2 scoop trowels, which is fantastic because no more fighting. What else did we get? So I got quite a lot of like seeds and stuff, but I didn't bring them up with me because what else did we get? Oh, we got a bit of soap, allotment soap, always handy. smells wonderful. It was from the English soap company. Like I say, I got some seeds, but they're all at home going into the seed collection. I'll tell you which ones of them I got. But this, actually this is Marshall's as well. This isn't sponsored by Marshall's, this video, I promise. But somewhere up here we have, okay, which is, can we, if I bring you further into the shed, we might have a bit of better luck. Is that any better? Yes, it is. So we've got this, which is one of those wheels that you sort of turn and it gives you the instructions for, I don't know, where should we go? Vegetable celery, well manured, moist loam, tells you the spacing for the plants and all that. But as you can see, it is a very, very worn out chap, this one, and well used. Marshall's in their goodie bag had 2 more, one for vegetables and one for flowers, so we can update, which is exciting. But really, today I am up here to continue stripping out the greenhouse. So I've got to take those bits off the edge, take all the stuff off. I brought some wood preservative up with me. I'm not sure how damp the wood is going to be at the moment, so I might not be able to paint it today, because since I took it off, like, it's just rained basically continuously. But yeah, shall we go and take some of that plastic off? I think so. I think so. It's got a little bit the feeling of, you know, when they sort of dive wrecks, or they go down and they find a whale carcass under the ocean and it's all sort of rotting away and you've just got like the ribs sticking out, or like the structure of the ship sticking out. This is what this is reminding me of at the moment. But right, let's take off these battens. Lost the screw. Yep. Okay, So there's very little that needs rescuing out of here, like I said before, because everything just got either eaten by slugs or the rats dug it up or whatever. It just wasn't very successful this autumn. But what we do have is this really fantastic parsley, which is a mixture of flat leaf and the Lisette curly one. And I'm just going to save it. It's looking really nice, and I know that it will go all the way into like spring, into summer, so there's no point just turfing it. So I'm going to dig that out. We also have a very small amount of coriander that survived on this side, so I'll take that too. One other nice thing that we've discovered is there is a Verbena bonariensis just like half hanging out of the rat hole, which I reckon I can save. So, bit of a rescue mission, and then we are on to the incredibly jolly task of just sticking all this soil in the wheelbarrow and wheeling it up there. Now I was going to stick it in, I had one of those big like meter cube bags, or a couple of big meter cube bags. One of them we turned into a spray booth at home that I'd forgotten about for spraying bits of sculpture. And the other one had a little tiny hole in it, and we were like, we're not going to use it, so we gave it to someone else. Well, now is the time when we would like to be using it. But, you know, that is how it goes. So we don't have anything to actually put this soil in. So what I'm going to do is just dump it on that top bed and just let it do its thing. And then when I'm ready to put it back in here, I'll take some of that and mix it with some new topsoil, some new compost, that kind of thing. But if we stick it up there and put a tarpaulin over it, it'll be fine. Okay, parsley rescue. Might stick it in two of the green pots. What do you think? Or should I go? They're quite deep.
Huh? Put one of those. Put it in one of those big ones. Just dig it all up and put it all in one go.
Okay. Probably this one then. But if it's that heavy, I'm going to need handles, so it'll be this one.
We'll eat it anyway, so we'll just keep eating it.
Yep. Yep, the spade girlies. What are you all doing out here? What are you doing out here? Poor Val. Poor Val. All the other three girlies are out. Val is too stupid to get out. But the thing is that she's also too stupid to get back in. So she's a liability on the outside. So we're a bit reluctant to let her out. Right, let's try out the new trowel. Yes, but that's been out in the rain, it's got nothing. Yep. I can put it in the greenhouse. Moved it. Yeah. Yes. Right, give that good old water. Lovely. Hey, little. Right, bunny rabbit. Hey, hey, pussycat. Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, she's so beautiful. Yeah, she's beautiful. You got mud on your chin, love. Yeah, muddy chin. Next on the transplant list, the rescue situation from here is these little coriander plants that we've got here. And actually, for years, I've had terrible trouble growing coriander. And everyone was always saying to me, oh, once you get it going, you can't get rid of it. And it crops up in everything and it's in your compost and everything. And I was like, yeah, because I just could never get it to grow. But we've finally reached that point where it is popping up everywhere, and I'm perfectly happy for it to pop up everywhere. It's not like it's a dreadful weed or anything. These ones actually were ones which I grew in cells and then transplanted in here. There was about 300 of them, I think, but these are all that survived, so I'm not going to let them go. Stick them in this pot. They'll be happy as Larry in the greenhouse. But there we go. Look at those little chaps. They smell incredible. Next step is to dig out the compost. It's going to be a bit of a slow old game, just putting it into the wheelbarrow and dumping it at the top end of the plot. But you know, slow and steady wins the race. Actually, I tell you what, I'm really pleased with the state of the frame. I think with just a lick of, you know, wood preserver or some kind of protective paint, it's going to be fine for years to come. Where I thought there was a bit of rot in the top corner but I couldn't quite see because it still had like the plastic over it, it's absolutely sound under there. There is no problem. So I'm very pleased with that. The next couple of days is just going to be a slow slog moving this compost. So I've just been digging out. So I've only got a lady's border spade up here, which is a really small spade. And I left my shovel at home. So I've just been going through because because there's so much root in that soil, you know, that's one of the reasons that I'm sorting out the bottom, other than the rats, the jolly old rats. I've just been going through with like a claw, pulling roots out, because as you're shoveling, you shovel, and then when you pick your thing up, if there's a root over the top, it just scrapes all the soil off again. It's mighty frustrating. Anyway, I didn't have the camera on, unfortunately. You've just been having a nice little charging session in the shed, and I pulled out the most mammoth root. Look at this. How do tomatoes grow competing with this? I'm not displaying that very well because it's all caught up, but look at the length of it. Like, and it's just so fibrous. Look at it. Like, it's just sucking everything out of there. It's no wonder, like, the first year, stuff grew really brilliantly, and then everything has had a really hard time, because obviously we're feeding tomatoes and peppers and stuff, so we're feeding the ground, and the trees are just like, oh, it's nice up here. Anyway, this is a whopper. This isn't it. This was just one of the roots of a whole blooming pile of stuff. But I'm just loosening the soil and getting all the roots out so I can come up tomorrow with the shovel and actually like get some in the wheelbarrow, because it's taking about 300 little tiny scoops of my lady's border spade to fill the wheelbarrow, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, but this is ridiculous. Oh, and for anybody who was feeling sad about Val being locked inside, she's not. She's out here with the girlies. Huh? They're busy eating my chard. They are following Mum around because she's doing diggings. Hey, beautiful girls. Hey, 4 girls all together on an adventure. Yeah. Yeah. It's so nice to see them out, actually, like in the sunshine and attacking the vegetables. It's like we used to have the girls, our old girls, out all the time. They just used to follow us around and we could trust them. Like, if we needed to get them back inside in a hurry, we knew we could. But these girls, like, so much of their life so far has been under, you know, what's it called, bird flu lockdown. Like, they've just been inside for so long that we haven't really had the opportunity to kind of train them up. So this is the beginning. Hopefully they'll be able to spend a lot of the summer like out and about with us on here. But it's so difficult because like something could appear, the blooming fox could appear, and you need to know that you can get them inside really quick and they're not going to just panic and like leap over the fence. Because although they're really small chickens, like they can fly at head height. Hey, can't you girls? I know. Pretty feisty when you want to be. Yeah, so hopefully, girlies, you've got a blissful summer ahead of you. Ripping out my seedlings and all sorts. She looks so sweet. Those two, they're falling asleep. Little loves. Is it nice? A big adventure. Bit tiring. Hey, my little sausage. What are you up to, Rube? Are you up to that, Rube? Don't back off, woman. Don't back off. Come on. Lolly girls. Yay, beautiful girlies. Are you? Hey, I know, darling, I know. Sweetheart, yeah. Okay, big test time. Come on, girls. Come on. Come on, girls. Come on. Bark, 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 bark. Don't look at me like that. So the idea is that Mum goes to the shed and gets her little tin of corn, shakes it, and they all come charging down the allotment like good little chickens. No, they should be. You might have to be a bit more visual. Oh no, there we go. Come on, girlie. You might have to go up there, Mum. So Ruby Roo knows what's going on. She's the white chicken. She is, you know, chief chicken. You see, she's following Mum now. She knows what that tin means. But the other two, they're just not with it. You know, like Florence, who's with Ruby, she'll follow her anywhere. So it's fine, but you see, this is the problem. They should just come running when we shake that tin, and there's not a lot of action. I mean, Margot, I think, will train up fine because she's really inquiring, like she's an inquisitive little chicken. But she's very suspicious as well, so she's always like the last one. But Val, unfortunately, is a little bit vacant, and I do worry, you know, like when you see them all together, Ruby's sharp as a tack. Val's somewhere on the other end of the spectrum. Girlies, that's not how it's supposed to go. The other thing about Florence, actually, is that although she does just follow Ruby everywhere, she's also like a proper ducker chicken. You know, like if you approach a chicken, they're supposed to just squat down and you can pick them up. She's fantastic at that. Another thing that Val and Margot haven't quite got the grips of. Hey, oh, Lil, I don't think you're going to help, sweetheart. I don't think so. Oh, close, close, close. No. Just jump over, Val. You know how you got out? Jump, chickens.
Come on, here we go. Look at this. You help me. Dumbo won't.
Go on, Dumbo.
She has no ideas.
No, I know. It makes it very tricky. Come on, little sausage. In you go. Yeah, that's good. Into the net. Stop, 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 you silly. You see, this is why you're not allowed out. That's why you're not allowed out, Bunny Rabbit. Hey? You daft woman.
I've been out for long enough today.
I think I've been out for long enough today. Hey, Lil, were you being a sheep wrangler? Were you being a chicken wrangler? Yeah, Lil. Oh, well, at least they're in and they've got a couple of months to get that right. Something we meant to do last week, actually, was take the netting off the pond because the danger of like leaves falling in it is over now. So it's time for that to come off. But it's a bit of teamwork. God, Mum, so much has come to life. Have you seen all this? Look, we've got leaves coming on the red currant.
Yes.
Flowers on the honeyberry.
It's very good. This is looking fantastic. Look at this one.
Yeah, that one's coming. You've got two of them there now.
Oh, yes.
They've multiplied. I just noticed that the gooseberries have started putting on leaf. So much happening. Right, snip, snip, snip. Have you done those ones? Don't pass me there. I think there was only two on the back, was there? You're right, Lil. Oh, Mum, there's masses of toad spawn in there. Toad spawn. Loads of it. Okay, this is very exciting. So, we do get toad spawn, like every year. Most years. Not every year. That was a bit enthusiastic. But we never see any toads. And there's 2 toads in here now, and toad spawn. I don't know why I'm whispering. Now, let's try not to drop the phone. Now, what's interesting about toad spawn is that it's in a long string. Can you see that? And can you see the leg of a toad there? Can you see them, Mum? Angle it inwards. I can try not to fall in. This is not the best bit of filming I've ever done, I can tell you, but look, you see all those strings that's like wrapped round the vegetation? It's incredible stuff, toad spawn. Oh, exciting!
Hey, haven't you?
Toads! Yeah! Oh, I'm so looking forward to summer, girls. I am. Is it nice to be back inside?
What are you picking up?
Asserting her dominance. So we're still picking the flower spikes off the Cavallonero. So when the Cavalloneros start to go to seed, if it's a really good, strong Cavallonero, you get these really wonderful flower spikes. Some of the smaller ones that have gone to seed, they just kind of produce one and that's about it. But these big boys, you get loads and loads of pickings off them, like from now until sort of April. But actually the end of next week, so next week's vlog, I'm going to do a plot tour because it's going to be like the beginning of March, which is one of the most exciting times in the garden. You heard me say earlier that there's loads of things I've noticed today have just started sprouting because we've had all this warm weather, like the currants have got their leaves and the gooseberries are just starting up, and I've noticed like loads of little seedlings, even nasturtiums starting to pop up all over the show. So that's really exciting, and we're just about to get into like brassica sprouting season, which is one of my absolute favourites, and we've got loads of sprouting brassicas in this year. So yeah, March and April is going to be full on. There we go, these are the only ones that I picked because the others are all slightly small.
Oh, okay. So
But they're looking good. We've got some already, yeah. Do you want to see the white sprouting broccoli?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it's exciting times on the sprouting front all round, not just the Cavallonero, but things that are actually meant to be sprouting. We've got this white sprouting broccoli in here, which we sort of thought was white sprouting broccoli, but had forgotten. And I know it came from George. George gave it to us, which is a guy like up there on the other allotment, but we didn't label it. Anyway, it turns out it is white sprouting broccoli, and there is white sprouting broccoli occurring on it. I'm just going to try and feed you in through the cover, but can you see, like, these little chaps here? Look! Oh my god, it's nearly white sprouting broccoli time! However, it's like super squashed by this, so the netting that we've just taken off the pond, we're going to chuck over here, aren't we? Yeah, we are just going to give this a little bit more height so that we get the best possible white sprouting broccoli. God, I love that stuff. I'm so excited for these sprouts. Right, but it does need a bit more room because it's getting very, very squashed. And after we've done this, chaps, the temperature is absolutely plummeted, so we are going to go home. It was so warm this morning, but whew, nippy now. So yeah, just going to fix this up and then I will see you at home. Cheers, chaps. Excellent. Actually, on the note of chaps, somebody took a pop at me in the comments a couple of weeks ago about the fact that I seem to only refer to my male audience and like I call everybody chaps. Well, I mean, 99.99999% of you do understand. You're all chaps. You're all chaps to me. All of my girlfriends are chaps. So anyway, just to clear that out of the way. Okay, back on track. Had such a lovely time at the media show this time. It was by far the most enjoyable time that I've had there. It just was really nice. Met some incredible companies, and there might be some things on the cards. Not sponsorship-y type things. Don't worry, I'm not going to be trying to sell you things, but like visits. The most exciting thing. I love a visit. We're going on more day trips this coming summer, chaps. So that was really exciting. But talking about that, I did mention earlier that I would tell you what seeds I picked up while I was there. I didn't get that many, but I did get a couple of gems. One of them you saw me pick up, which was this kohlrabi from She Grows Veg, the new seed company. And is that not a stunner? I picked up some spring onions, or like they're not spring onions, but they're called versatile onions from Marshall's. These came in that goodie bag. And they're dual use onions, so you can use them as a spring onion or you can use them as a small, like pickling onion. So they're really beautiful. You know how much I love a pink onion. That Lilia is my favourite. But this looks really nice because they actually bulb at the bottom. So they're going on the list for this year. And I got some turnip seed. Now I think turnips fall into a similar sort of pit as do broad beans. Like people have had some bad experiences with turnips in their life, but I can promise you, beautiful young baby like golf ball sized turnips are heaven. They're absolutely delicious. The first year that I had any success with turnips, I grew one that was called it's a golden turnip, and yeah, we picked them when they're about this sort of size because we had them in just like a row of them, so we sort of started thinning them out that size and just whole roasted. They were outrageously delicious. Anyway, so I've been growing them ever since. But the trick is not to let them get too big, in my experience. But this is one that I got from the wonderful Nowaki. So I also may possibly have got some more snips from Nowaki. But I also got a hat. I know. It's going to be revealed to you later though, because it's a summer hat, so it's not even going to clash with my Shropshire seaweed hat. I've got like a summer and a winter hat freebie now, which is the best. Anyway, bloomin' focus on your turnips, woman. This one is called Tokyo Cross, which is a small Japanese turnip, so really looking forward to growing those as well. But obviously, like, the most exciting thing about press day is that I get to see people that often I don't get to see sort of again until the following year. Like, we only ever see each other there. People who you know, like, off screen, but then you don't really get to see them because they live quite far away or whatever. So that was really nice. And one of those people is Alex, you know, Essex Allotment. So we used to do quite a lot of stuff together, Alex and I, but he just ditched YouTube. I know. But anyway, he's got like 2 new projects on the go, and he's started up again on YouTube. So I'll stick his link underneath this. Go and check him out. If you don't remember him from before, he's a joy. He's the one that I went down to go and see his farm in Essex, and it was right in the height of COVID pinging, and he got pinged right before we went out for dinner, and we were going to go to the farm the next day. So that was pants. But yes, go and check out what he's up to, because they are mammoth project. It's not like having a little allotment. He started on an allotment, but he has expanded somewhat. But yeah, back to important allotment business. We are making progress on the Polytunnel. We've had a lot of rain, and though the soil in there was still dry, even though like the cover had been off for like 4 days of rain, the soil was still dry. So I think this is a really, really worthwhile activity, not just for the reasons mentioned before, but just needs a big refresh. Like I said, also the frame is in really good nick, so I'm totally happy with that. I'll get that painted up this coming week, and then we can start thinking about getting the plastic back on. And yeah, then it's all go, and then it's going to be ready for spring, because spring is hurtling towards us at enormous speed. It is going to be March by the time the next vlog comes out. March. Like, March is my, well, is it my favourite month? I mean, everyone's always like, oh, what's your favourite season? Well, I like all the seasons. Every time one's coming, like the new season coming on, it's exciting. I think if you're a gardener, you just have to be excited about the next season, otherwise it's not worth it. Anyway, March is also the month that my birthday's in, so I think it's an excellent month anyway. But yeah, it's also the month where we really start kicking on with the sowing. Obviously, I sowed quite a lot of stuff in January, which is the stuff that I was really like trying to bring on super early. I don't sow a lot during February, like some catch-up stuff. I sowed a bit of spring onions. Obviously, I did the broad beans, that kind of stuff, started a few flowers. But really, it's when we hit March that it starts like, whew. So exciting times, which does mean that I'm going to need to do a bit of rearranging, because I don't know if you can see from there, but my office is an absolute chaos at the moment. So I need to do a big old sort out and make sure that I've got enough room for the plants, because obviously the plants are the priority. Never mind the rest of my family that have to live in the space. No, it's all about the plants. But that means also that a what to sow in March video will be coming out. I missed the February one. I've got no excuse other than the fact that I wasn't really sowing very much, and so it wasn't on my radar. And I've only just looked at the calendar this morning and been like, oh yeah, I never got it out. So yeah, sorry about that. We've had a January one, and a February, and then we'll have a March one. And next week, I think I mentioned it earlier actually, I'm going to do a plot tour next week, because as I was walking around this morning, you just start noticing that things are really starting to change. We've got loads of daffodils out, the hyacinths are out, things are really coming back into life. So yeah, I feel really excited about spring, like really in my core excited about spring. And the toads, yeah, I don't know, it's something like last year, we had quite a successful year last year. It wasn't that like we weren't at the allotment or anything, but I was kind of doing a bit of reassessing on the outside, like not with the gardening stuff, but like other things going on in the world. And I think because we had really poor weather right in the middle of the summer, and it was all a bit all over the place, I sort of took a bit of a step back in my head from what we were doing. But this year I can really feel it's just like, yeah, and you can feel that like we're just about to start getting down to some serious gardening. You know what it's like when it's like there's just so many things to do, and they're not like these massive jobs like sorting out the polytunnel and fixing the floor in the greenhouse and doing the arches and stuff, but it's just like constant stuff. Like the grass is growing really fast, and you know that you've got to basically spend 3 days at the allotment even just to keep it looking all right. So yeah, quite excited about that. Quite excited about a lot of things actually. So yeah, next week I think is going to be the start of us getting down to some serious gardening stuff. So yeah, anyway, chaps, I've rambled on enough to you now. So it's a massive cheers to everybody who watches and comments every week. It's amazing. I was saying earlier that like going to the media fairs, like when you get to see people that you only ever see on the screen and stuff, but it's not just other like creators and stuff that I've met through doing this. I've met some absolutely incredible people who watch the vlog, and they're all brilliant. That goes also for my Patreons, who are incredibly generous people who support this vlog and keep it going. They are the people whose names you see at the end. I have a link to my Patreon under here, like in the show notes. It's also on my channel description. The main up from it really is that we have a Discord channel. We have a bit of a chat, a bit of a garden natter, and also that they get the vlog out on a Monday evening rather than a Tuesday evening. But they also get a lot of messages from me like saying, oh, I can't get the video to upload. You know, so they are incredibly patient, wonderful people. Anyway, chaps, yeah, I've talked enough. I will see you next week for March. Cheers.